So I'm gonna ask you your name again one more time.
Okay.
It was start with a G.
G.
No, what
No.
was it?
KWON.
KWON.
Yeah.
Okay.
At Chick-fil-A, they always say WAN.
KWON.
Like Juan, but it's KWON.
So this is me and KWON's first time meeting.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what you do for music. What's
I don't want to be like in a category. I do like a lot of music. Like I got country songs, I got rock songs, I got hip hop, I got pop songs. A lot of people haven't heard them, so a lot of people just really just hear the hip hop songs. But I got like every genre of music, so I guess you could classify me as like an artist, something like that. And I do YouTube and overall just entertainment. I just like just doing stuff every day.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. When did you start? Like from a young age, or was it something that just kind of came into your life at a random point? Or?
Yeah. Well, musically, I kind of grew up under the umbrella. Like my father, he rapped and stuff like that. He was with Nappy Roots for a little bit of time, and then they got big. And as soon as they signed their deal, he kind of like was left behind and stuff like that. So I kind of just came from up under that umbrella of just music, and I used to recite his raps at school in different places and act like it was my song. So like one day I finally just made my own song, and people was like, that sounds good. So I mean, I kind of had the big head and thought I was really good because a lot of people probably don't really like to tell you that you need to work on this or you need to do this. So they just tell you something's good or they don't want to hurt your feelings. So I started going, and I realized that I needed to focus on my craft because I used to try to impress my dad. Like I used to always try to impress him with my lyricism. Like I used to try to be a heavy pen, like lyrics. And I mean, that's part of me, but like I like to have fun. I like to be, wavy in a sense.
Yeah.
So once I stopped really trying to impress my dad, that's when the music, like people started really resonating with my music. Like saying like, oh, I like this. And it's kind of like, I told you so. Like,
That's so interesting. Yeah. I also like to create music.
Yeah?
That's also why I'm a bit interested. Yeah, I've got a song coming out this summer. It's my first one. I'm super nervous. And I am similar to you in that I am very eager to please my dad.
Wow.
And he was a musician as well. And
what type of musician?
he played drums, but he
Okay.
was in a band. He toured Europe back in the 90s. They were a little bit bigger there. And he, has a lot of influence on me musically, but I definitely have always felt like if my dad doesn't like it, then
Right.
nobody's gonna like it, and
Yeah.
or it's if my dad doesn't like it, it's the end. That's the most
Right.
important thing for me, and always has been. And I have recently been trying to get out of that sort of
Right.
spell because it's everybody's taste is different. Music is fluid, and
Yeah.
is,
It's subjective. It's art. It's like, you can tell somebody that this painting doesn't look good, and then 10 other people walk by the painting and say, oh, it's life destruction. They come up with their own, analysis of the painting. So that's how music is. You can't really, one person's opinion can't really judge you. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just always that one thing with your dad. Or whoever it is that gives you that music passion, it's just like you want to impress them. It's whoever it is. Whether it be your mom that did music, you just want to impress that person. So
absolutely,
it's very normal. So, I mean, with your first song coming out,
yeah.
yay. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully Pops likes it.
We'll see. He's heard it. He's heard it. He likes it. He likes
Okay.
it. It's different than other stuff that I've made. I worked with somebody on it. I've written a couple things like on my own with guitar that I put on YouTube back in the day. But this is much more of like lyric based for sure. So yeah, definitely. It'll go well. It'll go great.
That's good.
So what was your mom like growing up?
My mom, just just my best friend. I like to tell people when it comes to like parents, like if you have both your parents, whether you have a bad relationship or a good relationship, is just do all you can to, to make sure that relationship is thick and it sticks together, because when it's over, it's just literally over. And somebody like me, take my word for it, who really is a mama's boy, like who put all his time in his mom, for her to go, and I still feel like I didn't get enough time. I can only imagine for somebody who is at odds with their mom or who doesn't really talk to them like that, how you will feel when it's over and you don't have a chance to make up for that time. So, yeah, my mom growing up was my best friend. Like, she always hid my report cards from my dad if they was bad. She kept me out of, like, couldn't do no wrong, you know what I'm saying? It's a gift and a curse, because it's like, yeah, like, I did a lot of things just leaning on her. You know what I'm saying? The nurturing that you get from your mother is different. And once that's gone, you feel like, well, who I'm gonna call when I'm sick, or where I'm gonna get that meal from that I'm hungry, my stomach's hurting, I need my mom's cooking. You go into this panic with anxiety because you're like, the nurturer is gone, so life becomes cold, you know.
No, I can only imagine. I have like often racing thought, like I'll just randomly be driving and hit with the idea of my parents not, being. I have a very close relationship with both my parents, so
That's great.
I definitely. I feel like just recently, I'm 25, and have not always been close to my mom. Me and my mom always butted heads growing up.
Wow.
And recently, it's been okay. So this is her first time living too, and at some point, I'd like to have kids, and I'm sure that I will be blessed with kids that are similar to me in that stubborn and, very angry teenager. My mom is a saint for putting up with me, and I definitely just recently have kind of had like those realizations of like, wow, I really am so grateful to be born in this family, in this situation, and but did not always feel that way. So it's always a good reminder to have. When did your mom pass?
2019. Yeah, 2019, pre-COVID. Or is that like, pre-COVID is before COVID, right? Yeah, pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID, like right before that, which is weird. There's another thing when your angels in the spirit realm is like, I got evicted because I was living with my mom, and she passed, and I was sleeping in studios and stuff like that, or like just in my mom's car and stuff like that. But it was just like different things that was carrying me through life. Like COVID happened, and then we didn't have to pay rent for like almost going on like years, and then all these places was helping you do stuff and funds and different things, and it was like I was just getting carried through in my darkest time without her, not knowing what to do. It's like she was still sprinkling little things for me. It was like, and I was just always like, dang. And I remember one day I was praying to God because I was like, it was one of my lowest points, and I was praying to God, and I was like, God, just please let me talk to her, like let me talk to them, because it's my grandma, and I'm like, let me talk, just let me hear them. And it was like I started getting these voices almost like to where it was scary, because I'm like, if this happens, like they say this is about to happen, then it's just crazy. So like I started getting these voices like, am I gonna get this Tuesday? And I want to do this. I'm like, Mom, do you know? Like, am I gonna? And I hear her voice talking to me, and it would be like it would happen, and the things that I would do, they would happen, and I'm like, dude, this is right after I prayed. So it's like,
oh my gosh, I have chills.
Yeah, it's some crazy stuff. Like, it's definitely real. Like, that stuff is real, and I found that out when I started doing that. Because it could be your conscious, it could be just your what they say, your intuition or discernment, but it was something different.
And you know when something spiritual like that happens to you. My family, we're very like spiritual people, and like when my mom's mom passed, she had like a couple really wild things go down that were just like you can't explain it, and it definitely is just a feeling like when something's connecting with you on a spiritual level, and whether people believe that or not is,
it's on them.
It's on them, or they maybe just haven't connected with that. Some people, I feel like, don't let that in.
Right.
You don't know.
I heard the other day that when things don't make sense, it's God. Like, when something just doesn't make any sense at all, that's when it's God. Like, how did I escape this car crash, this head-on collision? I walk away with no bruises. It's God, like, because you can't explain it. There's no scientific reason. There's no angle you hit them at. It's just God. And,
Have you ever listened to? There's some really crazy stories of people talking about what they experienced in comas and like
Oh,
life
yeah.
after death and
Yeah.
like having full on interactions that felt like years long,
Yeah.
you know, and getting to connect with ancestors and stuff. Those are, I watch those videos often when I need some sort of like reassurance with, you know, I used to get a lot of anxiety about death. That used to be a huge, and I can only imagine what you've
Yeah.
experienced with that, with losing your mom, and
Right.
I'm sure you've contemplated it or, you know, worried for her. I don't know if you have.
Yes, absolutely. You're right. You're right. That this survivor's guilt is the feeling of being alive when you feel like you shouldn't. When people are falling out of your life, intermediate people, core people, are falling out of your life at a rate where it's like, why am I here then? So you're like, you have this anxiety, you have those thoughts, like you feel guilty that you're alive. You can't enjoy life because you're like, every time something good go good, you want to pick up that phone and call. That person's not there, you know. So you have survivor's guilt or remorse. Yeah, it's deep.
Well, that's going to lead me into a couple things. I've actually got some planned out questions to ask you.
Okay. Before we get into that, do you believe in like horoscopes?
Yeah, we were meant to meet. We were meant to talk. Heck
okay.
yeah, I do.
So what's your horoscope?
I'm a Leo.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm scared. Not what are you?
Usually when people hear mine, say, I'm a Gemini.
I love Geminis. People be hating on Geminis. Y'all are fun.
Yeah.
Y'all are just like a big energy. Y'all have like, people always say Geminis have two faces or
Right.
something. I think it's more than two. I think y'all just have a lot of personality and
Yeah.
a lot of sides to you. That's
chameleon.
just,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like the two faces thing is like more like, for me personally, it's a switch. It's like knowing, like I know you're playing with me right now. So like, I'm not really like being fake towards you, but I just know you're playing with me. So I'm going to flip the switch and then I'm going to be, you know what I'm saying? And then when you leave or something, and I'll be like, yeah, I don't really like how she was talking to me like that. That's just a flip. I'm just flipping the switch because it's not like when you leave, I'm just
right.
like I'm not just going to talk about you because you walked out and I'm two-faced. Like,
No. If you feel it, like I'm trying to get better about trusting my gut on stuff like that because I
Right.
always give people benefit of the doubt, and so. But I usually get a gut feeling like
Yeah.
pretty quick. So,
Yeah.
okay, cool. So
Yeah.
we're supposed to vibe. So
Vibe. It's a little vibe. Yeah. No, for real.
Okay, let's see. I'd actually chat GPT'd a couple of these
Okay.
just to get some
Shout out to GPT.
guidance. Yeah, some of these were pretty good. I was like, oh my gosh, I was sitting and thinking about them myself.
Uh-huh.
So, who, I know you felt very seen by your
Excuse
mom.
me.
Who's somebody that you have felt very seen by in your life? And why? And in what way? And like what?
Seen by as in
Seen, you know, when you like click with somebody or you meet somebody in your life that is like a karmic connection.
yeah.
Like, you don't got to explain yourself. There's not the interviews questions, you know, it's just
Right.
like, this person gets me. This person sees
yeah.
me. Who's somebody in your life that you have felt that way with?
I don't want to be so like dark, bro. Like
Oh,
I
it's
feel
not
like
dark.
it's just so dark.
I think it's a beautiful thing to be seen.
No, I'm saying because like everybody's like almost not literally everybody, like my core people, like I said, they're just gone. So like, yeah, so it sucks. But like there was somebody that his name was Xavier Johnson. I met him in 6th grade. I moved to Lexington. I grew up in Lexington, but I'm from Louisville.
Okay.
I'm actually from Middlesboro, but I'm getting off topic. Let me stay on topic. But anyways, I moved there and I met him in 6th grade in middle school. And this was my best friend. I got 4 sisters. So I always look for a brother, like somebody that's like my brother. So somebody that just got me, he just seen me. His name is Xavier Johnson. I met him at Winburn Middle School. And the reason why I knew he was really my friend is because we got real close one year. And then it came time for a field trip, and I didn't have the money for the field trip. And his mom worked at Toyota. She had a great job. You know, he always came to school with lunch money and things like that. And he looked, he said, bro, he said, you can't go? He said, no. He said, man, I'm not going if you can't go. He reached in his pocket and he pulled out the money for me for the field trip. And I was like, this person's my brother. Like, yeah, for the rest of my life, this is going to be my friend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You knew and you knew.
I knew. And I like the way we played, the jokes we did, our comedic interests everything was just, didn't have to explain nothing. Like, you know, one of them telepathy things.
Yes.
Like you just start laughing.
Karmic.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, he just got me. And yeah.
Poof, gone?
He's gone.
Gone out of your life, like not friends anymore, or is he passed?
No, he overdosed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's good. Yeah.
That's
Don't let me make it dark though. Like we're good. We're good.
no,
Trust me.
absolutely. No, I
look.
think it's I think that to have those connections is a beautiful thing, and it's awful that he's not here anymore. But those connections still live on, and those experiences still can shape you and be something more than that.
Yeah.
So okay. So what is a belief that you have held strongly to? It can be 5 years. This says 5 years ago. It could be 5 years ago. It could be 10 years ago. It could be a year ago. What's something that you used to hold on to that you don't abide by anymore or believe so much in anymore?
I used to believe that like you can't trust nobody. Like you can't trust, especially a female. Like I used to be one of those people that got hurt in a very childish way, got hurt in middle school, and since then I did not trust no female. And you figure out that a lot of guys have that trauma from childhood with females, and they carry it on through their adult years, and it's like, come on, man, like you're grown now. We're grown. Like you know what I'm saying? If I get with somebody and they got a life, I got a life, we both experienced things before each other, like who am I to let some childhood trauma make me treat you a certain way or self-sabotage? Like I did that a lot. I do that. I do that. I harp like my feelings and my emotions. I like to just suppress them so much to where when you do something, in the event that you do, I feel like it helps me from not feeling so bad. So I definitely had to grow and realize that I'm older now, and I'm 27. So like I had to realize that I'm older now and I can't be still moving around like I'm 17, 18 with female interests. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's something I definitely had to come to terms with.
That's 27, 20s though, I do think is like a time to figure that out. And it takes going through it over and over again. I mean, like there was a lot of stuff from me, like from middle school and stuff that was like, I mean, I've held on to a lot of stuff from middle school. Come on now.
Right.
I had some mean girls in my class,
Right.
and that really traumatized me with like women in
Right.
a different way, but women too.
Right.
And like a lot of it, I think, was unconscious. I had to do a lot of like therapy and work and stuff to figure that out. But not everybody like comes through that too and sees that. And like,
I was having a conversation with my little sister, cause she's 22 now. Like, so like you're 25, 27, and that transition to adulthood, like from your kid to an adult, we forget sometimes that we're grown. So,
oh my God, yes. I still feel like I'm 17.
Right.
Like I still will have those. And from what I've heard from my mom, who is, in her 60s, is, it still will feel that way when you're that age too.
Yeah, you're still a kid.
Yeah. Kid at heart. Hopefully, honestly, I think that's one of the best qualities to have is to have a childlike in the right way, Don't want to be like childlike in situations for the rest of your life, but like holding on to that is so important, and people can get tainted really quick and jaded, and
Once you mature and let go of that child in you is when you start to age and start to grow old and life becomes gray. Yeah, you want to keep it like a scene from Up. You want to keep it colorful.
Yes.
Keep it colorful.
Yeah, I love all those edits from like, I don't know if you've seen them on like reels of like things turned up with the saturation turned up of like, oh, when did childhood stop looking like this, or when did life start looking like?
Right.
And so I've been.
We was in a freaking filter.
Yes, literally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Were you in outdoor? Like, what was your childhood like? What did you do for fun? I was just talking about this with Cam. I was like, man, I miss not having a phone, to be honest.
Right. Dude, we was never meant to be this connected. Like I've seen my little cousin, like he got shot, and I've seen him die from irresponsible gunfire. But that was something that I had to like come to grips with. But like there's little kids that can pick up their phone and see somebody get their head blown off. All they gotta do is uncover the message, right? That was never, it's desensitizing people, and it's like, it's making things like, we was never supposed to know what's going on in Syria at the drop of a dime. That's why there's so much anxiety in the world, and people are, because it's like, dude, I remember just going outside looking for my bike.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Now I'm going outside like, are they about to bomb us today? Like
for real. No, for real. For
right.
real. And it's like, there's also like, I don't know, there's conflict with like not wanting to see that stuff and like avoiding it, and also like having that, like knowing what's happening, and like, you know, it's crazy. Yeah, they do say people are really like a lot happier that don't like know really what's happening right now, because it's dark.
It's dark.
So what did you do growing up? I mean, you were, liked your bike. Me and my scooter. Yeah, we were like
my
this.
Bike. Yeah, my bike was my heart. Nah. Anyways, but I'm sorry if I get off track sometimes.
I do too, man. I got ADD.
Yeah, I crime scene talk. Everything comes back to the body. But anyway, so yeah, I like, as a child, I would say I had the ultimate Kentucky experience. Like, my mom is from Middlesboro, Kentucky, which is the bottom of Kentucky. You can walk to Tennessee.
Oh my gosh. Right. Yeah, I've never been out there. So
the sticks, it's country. So you feel me? I'm used to every walk of life. So that's why I can like go amongst any crowd of people and just like, you know, connect and blend in, because my mom, my granny, they're from the country. And then I moved from like preschool up to Louisville here.
Okay.
So city. Now I'm here. Yeah. I'm growing up, and then, you know, things happen and stuff like that. And my dad had got into some trouble, so we had to move to Lexington. So then that's where I started growing up. So I get to Lexington, and, you know, I start meeting people, because now I'm not moving around as much. I've always moved around and stuff like that. And, you know, I started making friends, and my childhood was great. You know, we lived in Section 8, which is based on income housing and like stuff like that. And it's not always what people make it seem, you know what I'm saying? Home is what you make it. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? My mom was one of them people that, my house is going to smell good. It's going to look good. It's going to feel good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All the neighborhood kids came to my house. My mom cooked, smelled great. So it's like, no matter what your situation is, my mom showed me to, you know, smell the flowers and embrace it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I had that house. I could go right next door and see Slumlord and come right over to my house and see, you know, music blasting. She's cleaning the house. It smells good. Like, I had a great childhood. Yeah. One of my favorite rappers from the city, he's older. His name's May Bishop. He had a line. He said, "We was living in hell, but mama made it feel like paradise." And that resonated with me, because, yeah, it was like we was living in that situation, but my mom never let us see it. I feel like it. She never let us see when, you know, the food stamps wasn't right there, or we couldn't get this or couldn't get that. So I had a great childhood. My grandmother, like, the nurturing from that, and being in the country when you can just go outside and ride four-wheelers and just, you know, everybody on the street's your cousin. Like, it's just that camaraderie. You know all the police. You know everybody knows each other. Oh, you Trisha's boy. Like, that I had that experience growing up, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
See, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I didn't, and I think that's like, I love the idea of community like that, and being tight with your people, and like having, you know, and home definitely is what you make it. Like, you know, I had a lot of friends that had a lot of money growing up. Yeah. That grew up really unhappy because they were given everything in their life. Yeah. And also had kind of very broken homes, a lot of like cheating, and, you know, men thinking they get whatever they want from, you know, and like cold. There's like, you can just feel it when you go into a home where love is not there or present. So it is a beautiful thing to have that. It's a huge blessing. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. You can go to a house. It's just a house. It's not a home. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. What is... Okay, this is an interesting one. What is something that people often misunderstand about you, if there is anything?
People misunderstand, like, I mean, not to but like my looks, they misinterpret like I'm someone in the mirror, like, you know, fixing my hair like some pretty boy type stuff, because I had blew up on TikTok and around COVID time, and you know, I was always like doing little stuff like that. I was doing like movie scenes at first.
Oh, cool.
And then once I started like thirst trapping, it was kind of like, oh, I got 50K views and a whole bunch of likes off just standing in the mirror. I better just keep doing this. So people started
As
like,
you should.
Yeah, right.
As
so
you should. Get your bag.
You know, even growing up though, people just would always be like, I don't want to like say, but like, how can we 304? Let's say 304. He got the 304s. Call the 304s and stuff like
What?
that.
I don't even know what that means. What does it mean?
But
Okay.
but people just always assume that like I'm just some type of womanizer, like some type of like, you know, I'm very like nonchalant. I'm very what's the thing when you're like to yourself? Introverted. I don't know how I forgot that word, but very introverted and to myself. Like I don't. It's crazy the profession that I choose to have. I don't like big crowds. I don't like stuff like that, and people think that.
Yeah, but I mean, a phone is also is you know, is different. Like, and like having moments with yourself, and like I saw something really interesting that talked about how the people that are the most sure of themselves and like know who they are when you get in front of a camera, typically it shows. Like if you don't know who you are, like getting in front of camera can be a very like timid thing to like speak. So you can have confidence and not be a womanizer, but I think people will pull whatever out of their back pocket, especially if you're getting hype. You're gonna have to get so judged of, hey, come on, comes with the haters feed, haters, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
give you the money.
I wouldn't say that. I just, you know, but yeah, people tend to misinterpret that about me.
Okay.
Yeah, like.
So are you still doing TikToks and stuff?
I don't know. It's like, it's on and off because I'm in the 300 views jail right now. So it kind of like, once I started being able to monetize it, it seemed like they just started like cracking down on everything. And I was doing stuff like, I was trying to get too in deep into like the movie roles and stuff like that because I really want to act. So I was doing stuff like I was getting props like knives and stuff like that, and I was getting like struck like restricted. So I think I made
they are weird. You have to like put weird hashtags and stuff. I've seen people do that when they're like fake blood and whatever.
TikTok's super serious, so it's like I think I got shadow banned. So I kind of like, I might make a new page or not, but I mean I still got like 50K followers and stuff like that. I mean, you know, if I go live, I still get like some interactions a lot, but I mean. It ain't like how it first was. Like,
I like to act too. That for a bit I was doing that as well, but I never got any hype on TikTok for it. So take that lightly.
All right.
So okay, so you said you're nonchalant, but what is your like? Have you been in love before? Have you been in a relationship where like or is that not?
I don't even know. Like, yeah, I felt love before. Like, I felt it. But I don't know if I've actually been in love, and I don't know what that is. I don't know why I can never truly feel, like, in love with somebody. Like, I have a lot of love for people. Like, I would never want nothing to happen to you. I would never do no wrong to you as far as, like, you know, physically or anything. But, like, it's just something about the commitment of being with somebody that just it deters me. Like I don't want to be hurt by anybody. Like I don't want to be. I've seen like it's a podcast. Oh my God! But I don't care. Like we're living in our truth. So really, what really stopped me from being in love truly like that is. My grandma and my granddad. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Like
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so here we're finna go there.
Let's go there.
Don't what camera we in? This one?
Right.
Yeah, don't be mad at me. Like, because my granddad's still here, but like,
I asked the question, Grandma.
Yeah.
I asked the question, Granddad.
Yeah. So it was like my granddad's mom had passed, and my grandma has been married to a man since I've been alive. So all I knew was, that's her guy. You know what I mean? So when my granddad's mom passed, we was all together like a little family function, and of course my grandma came by to show her respects because she knows. And I look over and my granddad's like hugging on my grandma and kissing her on the cheek. I'm like, okay, like it just something about that. Even as a young kid, I'm like,
my gosh,
it's not right. This is just not right. And to see that somebody has been married.
Oh my God, that would scar me too.
That scarred me. So then I go through my own things in life. I go and, I've always like sold myself short, like just let anybody come and be like, like claim me. You know what I'm saying? So then I get with my first girlfriend, and love was, I would say it was love. It was puppy love. You know.
How old were you?
I was 16. 16, yeah. I'm probably 15, 16, 17, or 16, one of the two. But it was very much puppy love. That was my ride. And she was a Leo. My best friend. We was locked in.
She must have been cool.
She was super cool. But, I wouldn't, everybody got their own differences. But
yeah,
it was one instance where, like, she just swore up and down she wouldn't do something. And she ended up doing it. But I'm not no saint, though, so I get it. But that's where the thing with love is just like being able to put up with somebody's bull crap.
Yeah.
It's who do you choose to put up with?
That's what my mom has always said to me. Like that quote often is like, really, you got to pick and choose because nobody's perfect, and what's worth it, and who and what. Yeah. Crap is the least crappy to you.
Yeah, perfection in love is unrealistic. Like, to say that is like, you might need psych meds or something. Nobody's gonna be perfect. Nobody's gonna. But that's what love is: being able to be committed to somebody through all their flaws and stuff like that. And I've felt that before, but it's like that doubt sometimes. Like, man, like will this person change on me? Like, sucks.
And so it's happened more than once. That's also probably contributing to that. Is like you get burned so many times and by different people, and it's like, what the hell,
Yeah.
I have been through my phases with that for sure.
Right. So is it hard to trust for you, right?
It has been in my life. I definitely I also had first love when I was 16 in high school. And it ended partially because of me. Yeah. Just like breaking up and getting back together constantly.
Yeah.
And finally, dude was like, all right, can't do this anymore. Never thought that it would happen. When it did happen, it was like earth shattering, crushing, all the stuff. And then I kind of spiraled for a bit and partially was attracting people that were crappy and partially was going towards people that were crappy because that was the only thing I was attracted to. And I, in that process, met a lot of people that hurt me because I wasn't capable of being with anybody that wouldn't really do that to me. I didn't even know what I was looking for. I didn't even know what that was supposed to be. Right. So once I kind of got out of that cycle, and I don't know what it really was that got me out of it. I think some of it was like, getting gut instincts about people, like kind of starting to pick up on stuff a little bit better and knowing when to say, hey, this isn't red flag. This is not the right person. I'm not even going to entertain this. I'm not going to wait for a sign. I'm not going to wait to see it. I already got that feeling. And just trusting the gut has been helpful with that, but it's not easy. Like I said, I like to give people benefit of the doubt. So I still, have found myself, but not as much so recently. So, So yeah, when was your last relationship?
My last relationship was like, what was that? Real relationship? I know that was like, a few months ago. Not that long ago. I was trying to be like pinpoint the exact, but like it was like a few months ago.
Mm-mm.
You know, and some things just didn't go as planned, and you know, it
fizzled.
Split ways and stuff like that. So it's all good.
Love's complicated,
Yeah.
you know, and it's also still in your 20s. Like,
Right.
I don't, you know.
That's what I'll be like, man. Like, who wants to live like you're married and like this? I've always had somebody feel like they're attached to me, so I have to feel like the F boy, you know, because I'm trying to experience before I, you know, and you wake up and you be like 35 and you're like, oh, I didn't get to do this or I didn't get to do that. Like, I don't understand why people don't realize that. Like, nobody's saying go out here and just F the world, but
right.
experience though.
And some people don't. Like, I had friends that knew and wanted to get married as soon as they possibly could. It was their dream. It was their life, you know. But, like, if you have that instinct, I had somebody tell me it was really smart. Like, if you have that feeling now and you don't satisfy that later, you're going to be married and have that feeling and end up in a divorce or get cheating or snapping or have that midlife crisis, which I'm trying to avoid.
Right. You don't want to be that. You be trying to kill somebody because you ain't, I waited all my life for this.
Literally.
Nah, for real.
Oh, my gosh. So what do you want to do? What's on like your dream like bucket list? Travels or?
I hate I love traveling, but I hate like rides and like long hour flights. So like, but I definitely would love to just keep traveling and stuff like that. Like I went to California, it was like 5-hour flight and I hated it. Especially the turbulence and stuff like that. And it's like I don't like doing things I can't control. So it's like I'm up in the air and it's like, oh my gosh.
Interesting.
Like let me down. So like,
it's not comfortable. It's not it's never comfortable unless you're paying obscene amounts of money, which is
right. Yeah, like if you anywhere like just anything like my father always told me don't hang around people that you can't compromise or control. So like if you do that and you be around people that you can't compromise or control, then one day somebody's gonna force your hand. So let's just say you have a friend and this friend likes to get drunk. This friend likes to go out and wild out. If you can't communicate and compromise with that friend or control that friend in the situation, then the friend pops off and then you're at a bar fight. Yeah. So like never, that's something that my dad always told me that I always stuck with me. Like anything that I can't compromise or control, I really am not a fan of. Like, I mean, that's more critical, serious to think like, oh, a plane. Of course I can't control a plane, but like, like I like to just do things that I can like,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nate. I'm also like somewhat, I mean, depends. Like I've always put like control freaks in my head in the category of like, oh, like uptight about like where things are placed or how things are done. But when it comes to like situations in my life, like people in my life are like things that are like, I'm trying to think. I certainly don't like a lack of control, but it's usually been within like relationships for me. Right. And like a fear of being hurt.
I could tell that's where you was gonna go with it,
Yeah. It's more of like emotional control for me. And not like I want to control you. It's like I just instead I actually have the opposite where I'm like I'm gone.
You're not gonna control me.
Right. You're not gonna control me and I'm not gonna try and like force this situation to be something that I, I've been there, done that. So,
absolutely. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in they're going to do what they want to do. You can't control anybody. And, who am I to be insecure about something that was never mine? If you can go into a room full of men and you feel like, of course somebody may be attracted to you. Like, let's just be real. I don't like that. I don't like when like you get with a girl and somebody like, everybody's just ugly now. Like, come on. Like,
see, I call bullshit. If somebody says that, somebody's like, play safe. No. Now you're just lying to my face.
And now I feel weird.
And now, yes.
Yes. That's some of that stuff. I still
find people attractive. That's human nature.
Yeah.
It's human nature.
Yeah. So like, you can find people attractive, but how you conduct yourself and stuff like that. If you feel like you want to flirt with that person, then you're just not mine. I'm not the check the phone type person. I'm not the you ain't going nowhere. You stand in the house, or why you got that on? Like, if you felt like you wanted to do that, then
well, that says what it.
It tells me what I need to know. Okay, so we're just gonna keep playing ball. That's how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, no, I think I used to be much more so, like, when I was young, first love relationships, but I totally feel that, like, it's kind of, honestly, it's exhausting to see things in that way, and to think that you have any control over it. Like, you know, like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get mad. The person's gonna say, sorry, I'm never doing it again. And they're gonna fucking do it again. Come on.
Right.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Like, it's just weird.
Do you think that you're an easy person to be in a relationship with? As another, honestly, not to be in a relationship with, but the question was like, do you think you're a hard person to love? Why or why not? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a little much.
It's like, I feel like I am because of my personality. I'm outgoing. I'm very good at, if I'm into it, we're into it, then I'm very great at being a partner in relationship wise. But it's always a but.
Yeah, it gotta be.
Once the other side of me, the other Gemini, that guy is a little like, he's weird. Like, he is the one that girls will say, yeah, I wouldn't want to, like, because like with the females, so it's like, just the cheating thing, like, cheating and stuff like that. Yeah, like,
yeah.
But as far as like my heart, like, and I'm getting older now, so I don't as much, but just like I said, I just never wanted to feel like tied down or married. Like, why are we so like invested into each other and we're so young? So I would just like, I want to be free in those times. So like, a lot of people have that representation who have been with me they didn't understand the concept of we're young, let's be free. Let's not really hold each other accountable for those type of actions of like a 30-year-old marriage.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be free and young at this moment and enjoy each other as people, and not just like trying to live some fantasy of like, I feel like when you get married and you put that oath under God, that's when things become real. So yeah, like,
so you're like do you believe in the technicalities of that much more than just like when you're dating, you're dating. It's free flowing. It's not as
free flowing. Like,
if that's vocalized too, like, if that's known, then you kind of got to know that when somebody's dating you, it's like that's the way that's how you see it, and that's your beliefs, and
but not as in like, it's free flowing, like, let's just do whatever we want with people and be together. Like, nah. Nah, don't misunderstand.
No,
but like, as far as like, when you get married, it's like serious. But like, don't try to tell me like karma's real because I done slipped up and this girl and this, that, and the third, and you're trying to like make me feel like life is over for me because we're just dating.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like, I didn't swear to God that I'm gonna be there for you forever through life and death and sickness. You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
and it also sounds like if you're feeling that way, like, maybe you haven't been in love or found that with somebody yet. Maybe that's not.
Yeah, I don't know what that is though. Like, I don't know what that is. It's weird. It's like, I have those feelings for people, but I just be feeling like, so like, I don't know. It's almost like, it's kind of like cringe to certain people, but like, as far as being like a mama's boy and just having your mom's love, like, nobody's gonna love you like your mama loved you, but it's just like that nurturing is what I be looking for. I be looking for the nurturing aspect in a woman that'll really make me feel comfortable, and sometimes you get that from some of the people with the most troubled past. Like, I've got that feeling from people that I know I wouldn't want to be with just because of their past and how many people they may have been with. And they give me the most nurturing vibe, and it's just like, I might have to look past something because you're really like what I'm looking for, but it's just like, mentally,
it's trauma bonding too when that happens, and that's why you feel that too.
Yeah, trauma bonding. I've heard that before, and it definitely is real. I feel like I trauma bonded because I have 2 kids, and the mother of my child, we trauma bonded because she was with me when my mom passed and stuff like that.
Of course.
So yeah, she moved with her mom when that happened, and then I went out and was like, you know, on the streets or whatever, like studios and in my mom's car and different things like that. And we was in survival mode. So like when we got our first apartment, you know, we trauma bonded and we just kind of like became a unit.
Yeah.
Whether it was toxic or it was bad or it was good, I can't breathe without you because we just, like you said, trauma bonded.
You're going through that's to me, one of the hardest things that anybody in life can go through is losing a parent. If you have a good relationship with your parents.
Yes.
I mean, it really is. It's the biggest solidifier of like life is short.
Very.
Life ends and we aren't all always going to be here, and this consciousness and this state and whatever, and we don't know what that looks like, and that's scary.
Yeah.
To come to terms with, and I think people really see that when they lose a parent.
Yeah. That it becomes more prominent because it's super intermediate. It's close. You know, it's not your friend from school or like your cousin, your fifth cousin or something like that you don't see every day. It's somebody that you literally, you know, was with every day, all day, talked to every day, all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's young. It's young to lose a mom that age, and I just.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I was like 21. I think.
21?
Yeah, I was 21.
That's how old you were. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because it was 2019. Yeah, I was 21. Or 20 or 21, one of the two, yeah. Yeah, it sucked.
How did she pass?
She overdosed.
She overdosed too.
Yeah, but she wasn't a drug addict though. So reason why I say she wasn't a drug addict is because I didn't grow up my whole life with my mom doing drugs or anything like that. I never seen her do the drugs she overdosed on. So my grandma passed away from cancer, and you know, 3 years after that, like my mom just took it hard. She was just out of whack. She took it very hard, and I found myself giving her tough love at one point because I'm like, Mom, come on, you still got me, you still got your I had just had my daughter, you got your granddaughter, like life is life, like we're good.
Yeah.
And I started giving her tough love, and I wish I would have never did that. She overdosed on a drug, and it was weird because I never seen my mom sick for real. So when it kind of like clicked that was hindsight 2020, I realized what was going on because she had came home from work one day and she was complaining like she felt sick and her stomach or was I feel sick, I don't feel good. I'm like, Mom, that's unusual. Like that she's not got a common cold type person. So that was withdrawals or from something from whatever she had tried. So it was like fairly new. And I feel like God has a plan for everything because my mama wasn't the person that I probably wouldn't have wanted to see her off bad on no drugs or something like that, or like mentally changed from drugs. So like it was like more of a fentanyl type quick sober before it even begun. So yeah, it's crazy because I know who gave it to her, like not like from first name basis, but life's so eerie. We was watching Avengers Endgame. Yeah. And I went to the studio to record a song. And as I walked out to the studio, it was a Cuban guy standing next to my mom's car. And he was talking to her, and like, you know, I come out, and my baby mother's sister had ran him off, just being how she be, just be extra. She done ran him off. And me being me, outgoing, all that, like I literally like make my grandma laugh. I literally make my family laugh and feel. I start speaking to him. I'm like, hey man, come back. Like, you know, don't worry about it. She ain't come back. So he walks back over there, and I leave, and I go to the studio. I say, hey Mom, I said, I'm gonna leave my daughter with you. I'm going to the studio. It was right around the corner. I better record this song. Yeah.
You had left your daughter with her.
I left my daughter. I did a short film on this whole I got a short film on YouTube about my life, about different little things.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, she overdosed with my daughter. My daughter was not even talking yet, and I got a call because she was going off on me about something, and everybody was going off on me. So I was kind of like mad. I kind of like tried to put my phone on D&D. One of the reasons why I don't do that to this day, I will not put my phone on D&D. I will answer any call because I had seen on Instagram somebody texted me and said, "Hey, your mom just passed out." I said, "Passed out?" So I said, hey, bro, I got to go. I put the headphones on. I said, I got to go. I get in the car and I ride over to the scene at my apartment, and I see the ambulance truck and my daughter's in the middle of the street with like a stick, and she's crying and stuff like that as she was trying to protect my mom,
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was just like I didn't even get to tell my mom bye. I didn't get to say I love you. I didn't get to say anything. I didn't get to say keep going or anything, like keep trying to bring her back or anything. Like we just got to this hospital and it was like it was over. And I only had my dad there at the time and my sister and me and my child's mother and stuff like that. So there was nobody there with I probably had the most clearest mind, even though I was in a trance. There was nobody there to say, because they came out and they said, we can keep trying to resuscitate her, but she's maybe a vegetable. And it's something about those things when they say that to you, that it's like it pulls on your heart to where you're like, nah, I don't want her. Just let her go. But I have a living testament, like a friend who went, like he's 26. He got a little overweight. He went in cardiac arrest. They was telling him to pull the plug. His granny and everybody was like, love, get his money, get everything ready, like basically get ready for this funeral.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend was like, hell no, keep him alive, keep going. And they said the same thing about my mom, and he's alive right now. My friend is not dead, and I thought that I was about to lose him. And he had a trach in his neck. He's going through his recovery as we speak, but now his trach's out, and he's
oh my gosh,
God's real. So yeah, like I felt like at that
gosh.
time, like man, why couldn't somebody be there
to help you through that? Yeah,
right.
to have like a right mind about it, because you're emotional. Like you can't make those kinds of decisions in that state that swiftly. Like
so I'm like, yeah, just whatever. Like,
oh my gosh,
and it's like, dang, bro, will my mom still be here? But like, then you say everything happens for a reason, and then it's just
but that's a hard thing to wrestle with, like to know that somebody in your life has like
survived.
Yes. But I do believe that stuff happened, and if that in that moment you felt that feeling that deeply and said that, that is what felt right to you in the moment, and that is
felt right.
It felt right then, and that's what matters. And I'd be so interested to hear I just think there are really crazy stories about people like remembering like coming back and
afterlife, what that was like.
Yes,
I know.
I have one of our truck drivers from the place that I work at Rainbow Blossom.
You work at Rainbow Blossom?
Yeah,
that's my newfound favorite store, by the way.
Come in, I'll give you a discount. I'll give you a little 20%.
Which one do you work at?
I'm at the wellness center. So we have supplements and like we've got like a massage therapist who's amazing.
Yeah, where's the wellness center?
Yeah.
Where is that?
It's across from Tinseltown. What else? Roosters.
Okay.
In the like Springhurst shopping center area. There's like a Target near there.
Okay. Yeah, I will look that one up. Because I go to the one St. Matthews, and then I go to the one by me, which is in Middletown.
Okay, so St. Matthews is like the biggest one. Middletown is second to that. Our store is like a fourth of the size. We just don't have any food. It's like all
products. And
like supplements and stuff.
Yeah.
But our truck driver like fully was pronounced dead.
Whoa.
Like dead.
Yeah.
Had coded 5 times, died on the table. They like left the room, came back. He was alive. And he had an experience with like these like 7 spirits that had come to him, and like he just described it as like getting all this information, but like they didn't speak, and they didn't like, he just like understood what they were saying on an emotional level, which a lot of people say spiritually is like when you hear, like you were saying, when you heard your mom, like you don't like hear it necessarily as like a da 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 da. It's like an innate hearing almost like and he said it felt like that, and basically he just felt like he came back and had a reason to like share it with people, to give people hope about like it's beautiful, and there's nothing to be scared of, and that's moving on into something more collective and bigger, and I think that's just,
That's actually beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually made me feel good to hear, like, because you do feel that way about death. Like, a coward dies 1,000 deaths. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you become, like, okay with it, you only die once. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Being a coward, being afraid, you die every day. You walk out the door, you die because you're like, so your heart,
Yeah.
hear a gunshot, like, you're just always in that cycle. So to hear that, and that's how you felt, and that's experience, it seems very, I don't know how to explain it, but it definitely felt good to hear you say that.
It's peaceful to know and to hear. Like I said, I honestly love watching videos about people talking about their experiences. And what I've found is, like, even people that come from different religions, different beliefs, when people die and come back, whatever they were solidified in believing is changed into something much bigger of, like, everybody is okay and everything is okay. And people, like, will try to put into words, like, what they experience and stuff, but really it's just, like, you can just hear it when people talk about it. It's beautiful. I'll have to send you a link or something to one of the pages that I like to watch. It's very comforting.
So you work at Rainbow Blossom. Do you do any, like, regimens every day? Like, because I just got into the black seed oil and oil of oregano thing.
Okay, yeah, we got a lot of people coming in for that now.
Yeah, it's trendy right now.
Oil of oregano is great. Yeah. It is, like, totally a natural antibiotic. The first time I took it, I think I had so much bad bacteria and stuff in me that my whole face, like, swelled up and, like, had a full-on die-off effect. Like, I feel like from, like, all of the, like, stuff, like, dying off in me and, like, having to get, like, flushed out. My routine, I also have celiac, so I've got an autoimmune disease. Like, it's not technically an allergy. I can't have gluten. My body, like, will I don't go anaphylactic. It just attacks itself, so I get, like, really bad inflammation and like, body aches and stuff. Okay. So I try to do stuff for that. I've been doing, it's, like, simple stuff. I really think the simpler the better with stuff. I think a lot of people come in, like, will, like, buy, like, 6 things at once, like 6 cleanses and this and that. And I'm like, yep. I literally will be the first to say, I don't care about your money. You don't need all that stuff. You don't, right. Please just try this one thing and see how you feel. We've got a really good detox thing that I tried that I really like. I take slippery elm for my gut health. I put salt in my water in the morning to get my electrolytes, so I'm not drinking Gatorade and stuff. I call it the healthy Gatorade.
Absolutely.
Super good. What else do I do? Regimen. Other than that, I eat really clean. I drink so it counteracts that on the weekends. It doesn't really matter how clean I eat. I'm like, I'd like to say I eat paleo, but not really with the liquor that I'd be putting in my body. What else?
You know about the raw garlic? What that does for you?
I mean, I know. I'm assuming there's a trend going around, but I know how good garlic is for the immune system.
Yeah, I've been doing that too, but I didn't do it today because I was coming in here.
Okay.
And, like, it's one of them things where you're gonna smell like garlic.
Like garlic, yeah.
Like, strong. My niece was like, "It smells like pepperonis in here." I said,
"That's weird."
She said, "Right." She said, "No." She said, "I think it's Raekwon." I said, "Dude," I said, "I'm eating garlic. It's healthy for you." I said, "But you can't eat it because it's super spicy." Like,
oh yeah, raw like that.
Yeah, I didn't know.
There's a reason vampires don't like that.
Yeah. I was saying it kills vampires. Oh, I said I get it now. Yeah. And also apple cider vinegar. I took a teaspoon of that. I almost killed myself.
Oh my God, how'd you take it?
Straight.
No,
I do everything straight.
Oh my gosh, you gotta put that in some warm lemon water.
Yeah. See, well, now I know.
That's even better too, because when it's warm, it helps. It's easier to digest.
Right.
And let it do the job.
Raw from the spoon. Oh my God. I had to catch my breath.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I feel like I singed my tubes or something.
Oh my God. Yeah, because it's potent. That's potent.
I'm like, no. And then somebody behind me laughing, like, I told you. I'm like, you told me? What do you mean? You didn't tell me.
No, you got to put that in warm water. I would never try apple cider vinegar straight. And I do a lot of stuff straight too, because I don't mind flavors. Yeah. If it's going to make me feel good, I'll do it.
I don't care how it tastes, because I know it's going to make me feel good and it's good for me. You know, the doctor says, like, if it tastes good, it's not good for you 9 times out of 10. Like, if it tastes like really good, it's probably not good for you.
Well, yeah.
Like really good.
Yeah, especially products on the shelf. Yeah, because there's so many chemicals and stuff that are literally generated to make us feel that way. Like,
Right.
it's no different than a drug. Half this stuff is in food for real. Like,
for real.
Also, I'm a food girl. Listen, that is my drug. That is my drug. Yes.
What's your favorite food?
Fried chicken, which I can't get often. Fried chicken, I like pizza. I mean, every bad thing that you can think of. Pizza, fried food.
Why you say you can't get fried chicken often?
So, because I'm gluten-free. I have celiac. So
I'm not really, yeah.
Yeah, no, whenever I say celiac, some people are like, oh, and then most people are like, what? So, like, my body, whenever I ingest gluten, like, totally just attacks itself. It's like...
Gluten is like, what? Like everything, though.
It's a lot of stuff, but it's also, like, not as bad as a lot of people think that it is. I've had it since 7th grade, so I know all the restaurants I can go to get that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called? Chicken Me. They've got gluten-free fried chicken, and they're...
So you don't have to be like, is this gluten-free? I know you hate saying that sometimes.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And some people are like, oh, are you like an allergy? Is this just like a fad? I'm like,
yeah.
You think I would do this if I didn't have to? Like,
right. What's
crazy.
the point?
No, it's definitely not a fad. It's not for health. No. It's probably fried chicken. Probably fried chicken and pizza. Whatever I can't have, I always want more. So
that's right. That's funny.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite food? Are you a foodie?
Yeah, I'm a foodie. Yeah, I'm a sweet tooth for real. But I don't really know if mine's a favorite like food. I just like macaroni.
Okay, like Kraft macaroni or like a specific type of restaurant macaroni?
Yeah, like any macaroni, as long as it's made good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, any macaroni I'm gonna attack that first. I'm definitely gonna scoop that on my plate. If I see any type of food and I see macaroni, it's a good time.
It's down. It's going down.
Yeah, it's going down in my stomach. Yeah.
Well, we just hit it. We just hit our mark, and now that's perfect because I'm also ready to smash something. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good, man. I enjoyed that. That was pretty cool.